The 15th annual Virginia Agricultural Trade Conference highlighted both the successes of farm exports from the Old Dominion and the challenges. First, the good news. Thanks in part to one of the best deepwater ports in the U.S., Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin says ag exports to other countries are booming.
In 2022, our agricultural exports broke all records. From 2021 to 2022, our exports increased by nearly 25% to top more than $5.1 billion. $5.1 billion.
Youngkin noted that agriculture is Virginia's #1 economic sector and thanked the record number of attendees from foreign embassies at the conference. But as Virginia's economy has recovered from the effects of the recent pandemic, China's economy has struggled. That's not good news, considering the powerful influence China has on world market prices.
In fact, today, China is the largest importer of corn, wheat, soybeans, pork, beef, dairy, poultry, and probably several other commodities that I'm not even naming here.
Greg Dodd is Chief Operating Officer for the National Milk Producers Federation and an expert analyst on world market trends. He says China's total agricultural imports in 2022 were $236 billion, while the total U.S. ag exports came to $196 billion. That means virtually all U.S. farm commodity prices are affected by China's need for protein.
I happen to be one that believes we can and should continue to seek a positive relationship, if for no other reason than to trade on food, ag, forestry, biofuels, and fiber. They need us, and there's things we need from China. And the moment you lop off all trade, things get really hostile. We know this from our history.
A former USDA trade representative and head of the National Association of State Departments of Agriculture, Ted McKinney told the conference that other Asian markets besides China are hungry for top-quality U.S. farm goods. And even though Chinese companies have been buying farmland and cultivating business connections in Africa, the prospects for farm sales there are growing. That view was shared by Dr. Dennis Matanda of Morgenthau Sterling, who says Virginia farmers are raising the crops and meats African consumers need and desire.
If you see it on TV or see it in a really good movie, it's going to influence you in a particular way, and that is the essence of it. Hollywood has done such a great job that the Africans are going to be able to aspire for things that are in the movies. And that, for me, is the essence of fast food. They see people eating fast food on dates, and they want to do the same thing. And which means if you export soybean, you will find markets for tractors. If you export soybean or grain, you will find markets for chicken.
Surrey County soybean grower Stephen Pittman checks the market prices for grain and soybeans several times a day. While he sells his beans to another company to be exported to Japan, he understands why his bottom line suffers whenever there is bad weather, trade disputes, or a war like in Ukraine last year.
All the prices plummeted and then they pick back up. It's just an ongoing seesaw with every time the traders hear something going on overseas, or you've got to watch the markets to be able to figure out how you're going to market your crop.
China, Canada, and Venezuela were the top 3 customers for Virginia farm products in 2022. China imported more than $1.45 billion in soybeans and tobacco from the Old Dominion last year. Every time a Virginia farm product is sold for export, it boosts the value of the whole state's ag economy. Reporting from Richmond, Virginia, I'm Norm Hyde.